Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, September 5th. It is 5 p.m. over here on the East Coast, and I am your host and your facilitator today for this conversation. My name is Latasha L.T. Jimerson. I am a two-time best-selling author, and today I'm going to help you envision yourself as a successful author and get rid of your excuses so that you can finally actually get your book done and be on the stage talking about your message and selling your books in the back. That's what I want for you. So, welcome to this training. The name of the training is Eliminate Your Excuses and Get Your Book Published. Get your book published now. That's what I want you to do. Okay. So, if you are in the room and you are here live with me, I want you to type hashtag eliminate your excuses. That's going to be the first hashtag that we use inside of my Facebook group. And this training is actually going to go onto my podcast. It's also going to go onto my YouTube channel, and it's going to be dropped into my Facebook group, which is Your First Book. I have two clubs. The first one is Your First Book Club on Facebook, and the second one is Your Next Book Club on Facebook. So if you are here with me live, type in the chat hashtag eliminate your excuses. We're also going to put hashtag get your book published now. And we're also going to put hashtag books, BOOKS. All right, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. By the end of this training, I want you to be able to identify your blocks. All right, identify what your blocks are. And I want you to start thinking about what those blocks are, why you're stuck, and I want you to start thinking about how you can get unstuck. And then at the end of the presentation, I'm going to extend an offer to you to come and work with me to finally get your book finished once and for all and for good so that you can move on with the rest of your life. All right. So if that sounds good to you and you are ready to move forward and you are in the room, go ahead and give me a thumbs up that you are ready to move on into the next part of the presentation. All right. So for those of you that don't know me, you might be running across YouTube and you might have stumbled across this video. And so you're like, wait, who is this person? Like, what is she talking about? Where does she come from? I'm going to give you a quick overview of who I am so that you know exactly who you're learning from. I think that's very important to know who you're learning from to give you some context. All right. So again, my name is Latasha L.T. Jimerson. I'm an author, teacher, book coach. I am also the CEO and founder of LT's Coaching and Educational Services. We are a coaching and consulting firm for teachers in particular who would love to become authors and learn how to sell digital book products because we are natural creatives. And although my primary audience is teachers, I work with anyone who is considering themselves to be a creative, which means you have ideas that flow to you all the time. And you want to know, like, how do I get paid for all these ideas that are in my head? That is what I do. I help you get those ideas out of your head onto the paper, into the world, so that you can open up multiple streams of income and be able to sustain yourself from your book products. So that's just a little bit about what I do. I founded my company back in January of 2020, right at the very beginning of the US pandemic, and I have not looked back for anything. I'm excited. I love what I do. This is my full-time job. I get to do this all day, every day, and twice on Sunday, and it's the love of my life. I am also a two-time best-selling author. I have actually self-published 8 books. 6 of those books I published on my own by my own self, and 2 of them I actually published with other groups of teachers and public speakers. And we went #1 bestseller on Amazon in February 2021 and March 2021. Two different categories. The first category was juvenile nonfiction, because we wrote a book for teenagers. The second category was business development and personal development and business mentorship, because I'm also in that genre. I am the author, the proud author of Your First Book Workbook. It is the very first workbook that I've ever seen on the market to teach you how to self-publish your book from A to Z by yourself. I published my books by myself. I teach you how to publish your books by yourself. If you are a self-starter and you're highly motivated, you're super ambitious, you can self-publish a book by yourself with this workbook in as little as 30 days. I have had people come through my program. They've published books in 90 days, 60 days, 30 days. I even had 2 authors finish their book in 5 days. So where there's a will, there's a way, and you can absolutely do it. If you're interested in getting this workbook, I will send you the link so that you can go to my online store and purchase that workbook today. I am also the creator of Your First Book 101 online course. I'm actually running a back to school special right now. If you're interested in buying the online course, it comes with the workbook, and it also comes with 1 coaching session with me, private conversation about what your book is going to be about. And I help you structure it and outline it so that you get off to a really good start. I want you to start out really strong. So if you are interested in the online course or the workbook, those are sold separately, but they are also sold together as a package. So just let me know that you're interested in one of those 2 products, and I will get you the information so you can go ahead and purchase. I am a former public school teacher. I'm a history teacher by trade at the high school level. I've also taught English, psychology, economics, government, and finance. My favorite class that I ever taught was financial literacy, because I love to help people show them the money, right? Show me the money. I love it. Your ideas are worth money. I love to be the one to teach you how to get those ideas out so that you can earn the kind of money that you want to earn, because that's what life is all about. I am also a professional editor. I've been editing for decades for myself and for my peers. I've been a coach since 2018, and I started publishing my own books in 2017. So I've been doing this for a while. All right, is this you? Are you in the right place? Let's find out. So several people have told you that you should write a book. You've had dreams about your book, right? You have chapters of your book that are written on your computer, but nobody has ever seen them. You have ideas for your cover. You've even envisioned what the cover of your book's going to look like. You have ideas for the title. You probably already have a title, but you're confused about the process, and you get frustrated every time you see someone else celebrating publishing their book, because you're like, wait a minute, how can they get it done and I still can't get it done? Like, what do they know that I don't know? That was what I was asking myself back in 2017. Before I was able to get my book out, I was confused, frustrated. To be honest with you, I was very envious and jealous of other people who had their books and they were selling their books and talking on stage. And I was just like, what? Why? Why not me? So if that's you, put a thumbs up in the chat so I can see who is with me. All right, so here's our agenda for tonight. So you're going to identify your blocks. We're going to help you get unstuck, and we're going to finally finish your book. I'm going to extend an offer to you to finally get your book done once and for all, out into the world, so you can make the type of money that you want to make, and also so that you can make the type of impact that you want to make. Okay. Angie says, exactly my thoughts. Yeah, like that's how I was feeling. Like, it's so frustrating to see other people moving forward and you just feel like you're standing in the same spot and you're not going anywhere. Like you're standing in quicksand. That's how I felt for a lot of years. Matter of fact, I was pregnant. I tell people I was pregnant for 12 years because I had my book in my mind. It was already done. And my friend told me, she's like, you should write a book. And I was like, nah, I don't know, scared, kind of scared. And so 12 years, I was so uncomfortable, so frustrated until I finally was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I need to do this. So tonight you might be like, you know what? Enough is enough. I need to just get this done. Ooh, 10 years. Oh, yeah, that's uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. All right, so let me give you this trigger warning. This trigger warning, some of you may be triggered, especially for those of you that are at home. You're listening to this, you're watching this on the replay, you're relaxing, got your feet kicked up, you're in your pajamas, you're drinking some water. You might be like, oh, this is just gonna one of those easy trainings. You know, I'm just gonna listen to this information. No, I'm actually gonna poke you in the eye a little bit. Actually, it's not going to be a little bit. It's going to be a lot of it. I'm going to poke you in the eye and I'm going to confront you with the ugly truth. And I'm going to share with you the reason why you are stuck. Stuck in a truck, right? Stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. Like I'm going to go through why you are feeling that way because I was sitting where you are sitting right now and I understand exactly the psychology behind being stuck. So you're going to be triggered tonight. Okay, you're going to be triggered. I'm going to trigger you, and triggering is good because then that means you're going to get up and you're going to spring into action. I'm going to put the fire under your ass, not under your feet. I'm going to put it under your ass so you can get up and start taking action toward the things that you said that you wanted to do. So hold on, hold on, get your water, get your tissues. You may need to cry a little bit, okay? Because I'm definitely going to poke you at the eye. All right. Okay. So this is a no excuse zone. So if you're in the room with me, go ahead and type hashtag no excuses. If you're in my Facebook group, I want you to type hashtag no excuses. We're not making any excuses anymore. This is a no excuse zone. We're only going to talk about solutions and how you can actually get this thing done. All right. So we got hashtag no excuses. Awesome. All right, so here's one of the biggest excuses that I hear people say all day. I am so tired. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm making dinner for my spouse. I have a full-time job. I have a side business. I'm extremely tired. I just can't do it. I hear you. I feel you. I see you. That is actually a very legitimate reason, but it is also a very tired excuse because I wrote my first book at 2 o'clock in the morning, every single morning for about 90 days. After work, I put on my pajamas, I ate dinner, tucked my kids into bed, said goodnight to my husband, and got in front of my computer inside of my closet and got to typing. And 3 months later, I had my memoir done because I was tired of being tired and sick and tired of being sick and tired. So if you're using this excuse and your mind is saying and your body is saying, I'm tired, you need to start telling yourself, I'm not tired. I am not tired of writing my book. I am tired of making this excuse. Flip the script on yourself and tell yourself, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm sick and tired of staying in the same spot. So we're going to get it together, and we're going to get out a piece of paper, and every single day, we're going to write one paragraph. And I don't care what that paragraph says, but every day, if you write a paragraph a day for 30 days, that's 30 paragraphs. And that is actually something, which is better than nothing, right? So in the chat, I want you to put hashtag tired of being tired. I want you to retire this excuse of being tired because it's no longer an excuse because everybody in the world is tired and everybody in the world has responsibilities which make them tired, but they still get it done. right? I still got my book done. When I was ready to get it done, I got it done. So when you're ready to get it done, you'll get it done. Okay. Here's another excuse. And this is kind of like I'm tired. But this one is I have so many things on my mind, so many responsibilities. I have so many things on the to-do list. I have so much to do at work that my mind is cluttered, overwhelmed, and I'm exhausted because I have too many things to do and I can't even hear myself think. You see the poor lady here? She's like wishing that she could even get a word out of her mouth because she's got so many thoughts, so many things in her head. She can't even get the words out. What I have to say to you is that this is you. Get out a piece of paper and let your hands do the writing and don't do any talking. Let your hands do the writing until all of these thoughts come out onto the page and you are able to hear yourself think. Here's a trick. I want you to do this. I want you to put on a headset and I want you to journal with your headset on. Okay. This will get rid of, in your mind, it'll get rid of the noise. Okay. It'll get rid of the noise. It'll get rid of the clutter. You may have a lot of clutter happening up here. Put on a headset. Turn on very light music. You see, I have the beach back here. Go to YouTube and put in water, crashing, waves. Put that on. Listen to it. Listen to it as you are writing in your journal, and it will quiet your mind. It'll quiet your nervous system. It'll get you grounded, and you will be able to get into a flow state where the creativity will come, the thoughts will come. But you have to quiet your mind by shutting out the rest of the world, and that's what these are for. All right. So I know how you feel when you say, ay, 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 my mind is cluttered. I know what that's about. Okay. Here's another excuse that people use. I have to go to work. I'm so busy at work. I have so many responsibilities at work. Yeah, but you also have a lunch break. And if you're spending it talking around the water cooler, hanging out with your friends at work, you're wasting time. If you're sitting in front of your computer looking at whatever, you're wasting time. If you're doing anything except for writing in your journal and writing your manuscript, you are wasting time. Okay. You have before work, you have after work, you have a lunch break. You should have 2 15-minute breaks. You're wasting time. If you're not getting it done, you are wasting time. So do not use work as an excuse. Okay. You might feel unmotivated and depressed. You may have started a project and you let somebody see it and they criticized you and they said something negative about it. That might have happened to you. That's happened to me multiple times. You have to figure out a way to get yourself up and to get yourself a pen and a paper and to start writing anyway. I have two journals. One journal is blue and one journal is yellow. The blue journal is for the negativity. Okay, there's a lot of negativity that we've taken in from our environment. So all the negativity goes into my blue journal. And then I have my yellow journal for all of my bright ideas, the way I want my future to look. Those ideas go in the yellow journal. So if you're unmotivated, you feel yourself being depressed, you're upset, you need to get out a journal and you need to write down all the negativity. And you need to get another journal and write down all of the positive things that you want to happen in your life. It won't happen until you do it. Okay. So depression is a real thing. Being unmotivated is a real thing, but don't let it stop you from doing the things that you want to do. It's very, very important. The first book that I wrote was in 2017. And I was pregnant with that book for 12 years. The reason why I was pregnant is because I didn't want anyone to know that I was dealing with depression. I was diagnosed with bipolar. I was embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to make fun of me. I didn't want anyone to know that about me. And you know what? In the end, it was holding me back and it was blocking my blessings. And so I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to stop being embarrassed. I'm going to stop caring about what people think. And I'm going to put it in this book and I'm going to write about my struggle with depression. And that's what that book is about. It was so difficult for me to write that book. I didn't want anybody to read it because I was so embarrassed. But guess what? When I put it out, guess what people said? Oh my God, you were diagnosed with bipolar too? Me too. Oh my God, you were afraid to tell people? Me too. Oh my God, you went to work and had a smile, but you were crying yourself to sleep every night? That's me. And guess what? The more I promoted that book, the more people came to me and said, I can't believe you are being this vulnerable, this transparent, and this honest. Oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If there's hope for you, there's hope for me. And that's what people want to see in your book. They want to see your vulnerability, your story, and they want to know that there's hope for them, just like there's hope for you. That's what you give people with your book. You give them hope. You give them inspiration and the courage to be themselves and share with the world what they have. And you give them permission to shine. And you get to shine. And you shine together. That's what it's all about. So, whatever it is that you have, that's your story, that's been holding you back for so many years, keeping you pregnant, stop it right now. I'm just going to interrupt that pattern of thinking right now. We're no longer going to use this as an excuse. Okay. Here's a big one. Here's a big one. A lot of people say, I'm busy. I'm so busy. I'm overwhelmed. I cannot possibly sit down and write a book. I have 3 children. I have 5 children. I have 7 children. I have 10 children. I have foster children. I have stepchildren. I have grandchildren. I have so many children that I'm not able to focus on my book. And I just don't know when I'm going to have time. And I'm just like overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Stop it. Lots of people have children and they still find time to finish their book. Okay. I have 3 daughters. While I was writing my book, my oldest daughter was 17. My middle daughter was 14. And my baby was only 7 years old. And I was working as a classroom teacher 40 hours a week. And I was taking my kids to their sports practices. And I was volunteering in the community. And I was going to the gym. And I was writing my book. So if you have children and you're seeing them as an obstacle, you need to look at it in a different way. And you need to let them know, look at mommy's writing a book, daddy's writing a book, grandma's writing a book. Could you help me? Right? My middle daughter actually helped me promote my book on her YouTube channel because she had a YouTube channel when she was 14 years old. She had a YouTube channel. and she wanted me to be successful. So she helped me promote the book. Okay. She helped me promote the book, and it was phenomenal. And so if you have kids, let them know what you're doing, get them involved. They're excited. They want you to become an author because guess what? They think that they're going to be famous because it's all about them. It's not about you, right? So push past that excuse, stop making that excuse, and get busy with your journal right now. If you're in this room live with me, get your journal and start writing this sentence. I will no longer use my children as an excuse not to write my book. I will instead use my children as motivation to inspire me to write my book. Okay, listen to that statement. That's a powerful statement. I will now use my children as a reason, right? As a motivation to inspire me to get my book done now rather than later. Okay, they're getting older. They need to see you doing what you say you're going to do, putting your paper to the pen, putting your book out there to be published. And that way you can change your life and their lives, and they will thank you for it. Okay, they will thank you for that. Here's another one. Some people are caretakers for their parents. So you might be in the sandwich generation where you are sandwiched between your mother and father and your children. So you may be helping your parents and helping your children and helping yourself at the same time. If that is you, God bless you. It takes a very special person to be a caretaker, and I empathize with you. But I will also tell you that I have several clients that have published books with me, and they have been able to be successful with selling their books, even though they have their parents and their children to take care of. Guess what? As an author, you're going to let your kids know and you're going to let your parents know that you're working on a book, and you're going to ask for their support, and they're going to support you in whatever way that they can. And if that means you have to get a caretaker, you have to hire someone to take them one day a week to the adult daycare so that you can focus on your writing, then so be it. If that means you have to call one of your siblings to come over and sit with your parents 2 days a week so you can get your book done, so be it. Stop focusing on the problem and start focusing on the solution and get it done. This is one of the biggest reasons that people say, I can't write a book. I don't have the money. I'm so financially strapped. I have no idea where I'm going to get the money to be able to publish a book. Oh my God, it's so expensive. I have to hire an editor. I got to get the cover design. Oh my God, I got to upload it. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to hire a marketing firm. Stop it. I've published 6 books on Amazon by myself, and I did it for free. I did it for free. No one helped me. No one invested in me. No one gave me money. I used YouTube and Google to figure out how to get a book done, how to get it published, how to get it sold, and I did it for free. There's so many tools online on the internet that will teach you how to get a book done quickly for free. So not having the money to produce a book is no longer an excuse. It's just not. And here's the so famous excuse that everybody likes to use. I don't have the money and I also don't have the time. Ain't nobody got time for that. If you have time to listen to this training, you have time to write your book. If you have time to be on Facebook, which many of you are in my Facebook group, many of you are in my Facebook world, on my friend list. Some of you are on my Instagram. Some of you are on my YouTube channel. Some of you are listening to this on my podcast. If you have time to listen to this training, you have time to write your book. If you have time to be on your cell phone texting, you have time to write your book. Time is not an excuse. Everybody has 24 hours a day. We all have the same amount of time, but we don't have the same amount of success. Why is that? It's because of the way that you use your time. Are you writing on the weekends? Are you writing on the holidays? Yesterday was a holiday. Did you do any writing? You spent time with family. You ate a lot of food. I know I did. Hung out with family, ate a lot of food. Also went outside and took a walk, did some yoga, wrote in my journal, and still continued to focus on my own self-care. So time is not an excuse. Okay. Everybody has the same amount of time. It's the way that you use your time. That's what makes the difference between the successful and the unsuccessful. It's how you use your time. Okay, so let's identify your blocks. You might have your own personal blocks that I didn't even mention here, right? What is a block? So a block is something that is keeping you from doing what you want to do. If you look in the picture, there's a water hose. The water hose gets clogged with dirt, with rocks, with mud, with whatever it is that's on the ground. And if you're trying to use the water hose, you know it's very frustrating when the water is not coming out. So what do? You open it up, you figure out what's in there, you clean it out, and then you let the water flow. That's what I do for people. I get into your head, I ask you questions, I find out what your blocks are, we open up your mind, we clean out that clutter, and we get your ideas flowing again so that you can write your book. That is what sets me apart from other people who do what I do. Other book coaches do not dig deep enough to identify your blocks and get you into motion. I teach you how to do this very, very quickly. Most of my clients finish their books in about 90 days. We do the launch party on the 90th day. Most of my clients make their investment back within about 60 days after their book comes out. We don't play. We don't waste time. We don't waste money. We identify the blocks, we move them out of the way, and we keep on rolling just like a Mack truck. If you are ready to be ready to be ready to be ready to get this situation resolved, then you need to book a call with me so that I can help you identify your blocks, because you don't know what you don't know. And you don't know what your blocks are sometimes until you have a conversation. You're one conversation away from getting your book done. So why not just get it done? Okay. You've been trying to figure out this damn puzzle for a long time. You've been trying to put pieces together. But like I said, you don't know what you don't know. You can't see the picture if you're inside the frame. You need someone to help you identify what the missing pieces are and give you a new perspective, which are those new glasses. Okay. Once you get a new pair of glasses, then you can find the missing puzzle piece and put the puzzle together and solve the problem. You want to solve the problem. You don't want to keep throwing different strategies at the problem and not being able to figure it out. You need to find out the missing piece, and that's what I can help you do. Okay. This is going to take a risk, though. You're going to have to do something that you've never done before, and you're not going to know the way. You're not going to know the way. You're not going to know all the steps. So you're going to have to just take a leap of faith. You're going to have to make a decision that this is what you want to do. And right now is the time to do it. Take a leap of faith because you can't control anything other than what you do. And you don't know what's going to happen before you. But if you have a vision, you know exactly what you want done. All you have to do is take the first step, and then I will guide you the next way. But you have to take a leap of faith, and you have to have belief in yourself that it's going to get done. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be very hard for you to believe in your book. And it's going to be even harder for other people to believe in your book and to buy it. So you have to believe in yourself, and you have to start doing things that are hard, which means taking a leap of faith and just saying, oh man, screw it, let's do it. Here's one of my clients. She had several blocks, and she came to me and we did a 1 hour coaching session, and we identified a lot of her blocks. And then she was able to push through after just one session with me. She was able to bust through and get her book started. Here's what she has to say. Her name is Dr. Harris. She says, when Coach LT and I first talked, we discovered that my biggest challenges were simply me and committing to my purpose. My experience working with Coach LT was dense with creating a plan and being held accountable. That is what I do for my clients. We create a plan and we put the feet to the fire. Like I told you, we put your ass to the fire, not your feet to the fire. We burn your ass. That way you get up and do what you got to do and get it done. Okay, there's no time to waste. You need to take more risk, and then fear becomes excitement. You ever heard anybody say, man, I was so scared to get on that roller coaster, but after it was all done, I was super excited and happy that I did it. That's what this is all about. This is a roller coaster ride. You don't know what's going to happen, but you do know that you're excited to have your book come out. Focus on the excitement. Don't focus on the fear. Take the risk and stop trying to play it safe. Okay. Here's a little beautiful, cute little bunny rabbit, one of my favorite animals, right? But every once in a while, you might feel like this little bunny rabbit. You might feel stuck, right? You might feel like the walls are closing in on you. There's no room for you to move, right? All it takes is another bunny rabbit just to come over, reach out their paw, reach out their hand, and pull the bunny out, right? That's you. That's me. You get stuck along the way during the process. All I do is extend my hand, pull your arm, and help you pull yourself out, and then you are unstuck. Here's Sharon, one of my clients who met me on Clubhouse. She says, I met Coach LT on Clubhouse during a 5-day challenge. I absolutely trust Coach LT's process. Before we started working together, I felt overwhelmed and anxious because I was clueless as to what the book writing process looked like. Today, I am feeling less anxious and so much more confident that I can share my story with the world. We talked about feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and clueless. We talked about lack of confidence. During the process, these are the things that I help you to uncover as we work through the process, but you have to take the first step and take action. Stop thinking and end your problems. Lao Tzu. This is what it's all about. Take a picture of this screen. Stop thinking and end your problems. Stop thinking and start doing, and the thing will get done. All right, so let's finally finish your book. Would you like to find out ways that I can help you to finally get your book done? Angie says, this is all so helpful. You are welcome. I'm glad that you are learning. Yes, I wrote in my journal, I walked, and I'm making time for me. Great job. I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing in the chat. Thumbs up if you would like to find out what my offer is to help you finally get your book done. Finally, finally, finally finish your book. Who's ready? You ready? All right, let's see what Coach LT has to help you finally finish your book. All right, so you're going to journal every day. This is a part of my coaching program. I teach my clients how to do it on day 1. By the time day 90 comes, they're journaling for 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 minutes a day. And it's called developing the writing muscle. Writing is a muscle just like anything else. You go to the gym, you break your muscles down, you build your muscles back up, you become stronger, but you become weaker first. So you may feel like a weak writer. The more you write, the better you are. So get your journal, get your pen, and start writing 10 minutes a day, every single day. That is going to turn on the engine, which is your brain, and ideas will flow to you and through you very easily and very quickly. Okay. Here's Danielle, one of my amazing clients. She says, I decided to work with Coach LT because books are a legacy of our journeys and a permanent bookmark in time for who we are. Before we started working together, I felt I needed assistance in finding my voice because I knew that a story lived inside of me, but didn't know where to start. Today, I'm feeling so grateful to Coach LT for helping me with a step-by-step process, allowing me to dig deeper and obtain what I needed to allow the inner strength and voice to come through. We talked about this before. Finding your voice, letting your story come out, developing the confidence to be able to share with the world what is inside of you. That is what I do. Before you start typing anything, it's so important that you develop the daily habit of writing in your journal, getting those thoughts out, brainstorming and outlining. And that's something that I teach. So you don't have to come in already knowing how to do these things. These are skills that I teach you. Okay. You don't have to worry about editing your work. You don't have to worry about how beautiful it looks, the spelling, the grammar, the punctuation, the sentence structure. You don't have to do any of that because that's my job. You are the writer. You're the author. You write and I edit. So take that pressure off of yourself of trying to be perfect. It's not going to happen. Okay. Meet Gail. This is one of my clients. She says, I decided to work with Coach LT because she heard the voice that I was trying to convey. As a result of being under her tutelage, I am feeling as if I have been seen and heard. Again, your voice. You need to develop the confidence to let your voice be out, and your story needs to live. Okay. So here's what I do for those of you that are ready to jump into this thing and you're like, I'm done making excuses. I am done waiting, procrastinating, overthinking. I'm ready to hire you. Let's go. I have a link that I'm going to send out. I'm actually going to drop it in the chat. And I want you to book a call with me. And I want you to fill out the application completely. And we're going to have a conversation about your book. And we're going to see exactly how I can support you in getting to your dream of becoming an author and becoming a successful author in 90 days or less. This is the link. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to show you exactly where it's going to take you and exactly what my expectations are for when you fill out the application. All right, so the website is myfirstbook.org. You're going to click on it and you're going to see my smiley face here with my welcome. I help busy professionals write and publish high quality books so they can become best-selling authors who stand out as industry experts and attract ideal clients into their businesses. That's what I do. You're going to click this button right here that says book a call, and you're going to see something called Powerful Decision Call right here. You're going to go down and you're going to select the date and the time that works for you. You're going to adjust your time zone here, and it will tell you what days and times I have available. You will choose the day and the time and fill out the application completely. Don't leave any questions blank. And I will see you on my calendar and we will talk about how I can support you in becoming a successful author in 90 days or less with minimal stress. Minimal. Okay, I can't say zero because I don't know what you're bringing in with you, right? So let's go back to the beginning. And let's wrap it up. And I am going to go ahead and drop that link into the chat. So that way, for those of you that are ready to book your call, you can go ahead and book it. This is the direct link to book your call. It's going to go into the chat. There it is. And here we go. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation. I hope that you gathered a lot of information from this training. Again, I wanted to help you identify some of your mental blocks. I wanted you to start thinking about how you can get unstuck and finally finish your book. All right. Thank you so much for attending the Eliminate Your Excuses and Get Your Book Published. Once again, this video will be available inside of my Facebook group. If you are not a part of my Facebook community, oh my gosh, you're missing out. You need to do it now. Type in on Facebook, Your First Book Club, and you will be able to see more testimonials from my clients, more trainings that I have done, and you will be able to network with other people who are like-minded and who can also be a support system to you on your publishing journey. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your attention. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be with me, and I appreciate that. I do not take that for granted. And I just want to say, have yourself a beautiful rest of the week, and I'll see you in the see you on my calendar, right? Bye-bye.